Dear students, myself Dr. M.K. Goyal, Department of Applied Science and Humanities. Today we shall take the lecture of KS 302 Mathematics 4 Application of Partial Differential Equation. In this second module, the application of partial differential equation, we shall take the lecture of heat conduction equation, one-dimensional heat equation. One-dimensional heat equation. We shall take the lecture of heat equation in one-dimensional equation in steady state. Steady state condition. First of all, we shall try what is the differential equation of the one-dimensional heat equation. Let the heat flow along the bar of a uniform cross-section in the direction perpendicular to the cross-section. One end of the bar is origin, that is the one end, and reaction of the heat flow along x-axis. Heat is flowing along x-axis. And the equation is given by del U over del T is equal to C square del square U over del x square. That is the one-dimensional heat equation. Now let us take the example. If we are suddenly cooled the equation as 0 degree centigrade for insulated slide, then your uniform temperatures or ends are supposed to be cooled to 0 degree centigrade. Therefore, the equation of the solution is given by C1 cos nx plus C2 sin nx C3 e की power minus C square P square T. That is the appropriate solution. Now let us take the example for the steady state equation. Now let us the example of insulated rod of length L has cooled to 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade and on the edges respectively until steady state condition states 100 degree steady state condition prevails. B is suddenly reduced to 0 degree centigrade, maintained at 0 degree centigrade. Find the temperature difference, temperature of a distance x from the at any time t. Second part is if it is cooled. Second part. First part is that find the also temperature of the changes consist of rising the temperature 0 to and reducing to another point B having 80 degree centigrade. First of all, we shall try to find out the solution in first part first. The initial temperature is given by initial temperature of the rod is given by U1 is equal to the initial temperature is 0, theta 2 minus theta 1 upon L into x. Initial temperature is 0, theta 2 is 100 degree centigrade, theta 1 is 0 degree centigrade, into L is the length, x is the part where we are studying, where we are measuring. That is the U1. That means U1 is equal to 100x upon L. That is the U1. 0 plus theta 2 minus theta 1 upon L into x. Initial temperature is 0, that is 0 plus 100 minus 0 upon L into x. X is the point where we have to study the steady state condition. There is another point when steady state equation prevails, then U2 is the temperature and it is suddenly reduced to 0 degree centigrade. That means 100 is reduced to 0 degree centigrade. Then equation is becomes 0 plus 100 means 0 minus 0 upon L into X, and that is become 0. There is the another function U1 and U2. For any intermediate period, U is given by U2x plus U1xt. That is the value of U in the mid part, in any part between U1 and U2. That is the intermediate period. U2 is equal to U2x plus U1xt. And then Ux is the solution, Uxt having the solution A1 C1 cos px plus C2 sin px C3 e की power minus c square p square t, and C2 and C1 is combined as another constant, that is become an cos px, and C2 and C3 constant become bn sin px into e की power minus c square p square t summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. That is the general solution of the given equation. And bar is to be steady state. Initial temperature is Uxt is equal to 0, and at x is equal to 0, U0t is equal to 0, and another Ult is equal to 0. That means the appropriate solution is Uxt is equal to an cos px plus bn sin n px e की power minus c square p square t. There are the three variables C1, C2 and C3, and we have changed these variables into two another constant, only an and bn, by merging them. Now, using the word appropriate condition is applied on our solution is this. Taking x is equal to 0 in this equation, U0t is equal to, given as 0, is equal to cos 0 1 sin 0 0, and that is become an, and summation imply हुआ an is equal to 0. दोनों के implication से बन गया an is equal to 0. We have using the condition U0t is equal to 0, that imply an is equal to 0. An is equal to 0. Now, using the condition ULT, that means x is taken as L. There is remain an cos px plus bn sin px e की power minus c square p square t is equal to uxt, and here an is already 0, ये पहले 0 हो चुका है, and at x is equal to L, ULT is equal to, there is remain bn sin px e की power minus c square p square t, and it is given as 0, and that is gives bn sin px is equal to 0. There is only possibility either bn is equal to 0 or px is equal to 0. It may be possible if bn is equal to 0, then there is no term of x in solution. So it is not possible. It is not possible. Possible ही नहीं है कि हम इसमें से x का टर्म का सॉल्यूशन. So bn is not equal to 0. bn is not equal to 0. bn is not equal to 0 imply sin px is equal to 0, and that is become sin n pi, x is equal to L. तो pl is equal to आ गया n pi, imply हुआ p is equal to n pi upon L. देखिए साइन n पाई अपॉन L, हमने p की वैल्यू निकाल दी n पाई अपॉन L. an और bn की वैल्यू को हम यहां पे सब्स्टिट्यूट कर देंगे. an हमारा पहले 0 हो चुका है, बी एन नॉट इक्वल टू 0 है, पी की वैल्यू हमने ये निकाल ली, सॉल्यूशन क्या बनेगा वो देखिए जरा। देन यू एक्स टी बराबर सबमिशन बी एन साइन पी एक्स e की पावर माइनस सी स्क्वायर टी and p is taken as n pi upon l, that is become summation bn sin n pi x upon l e की पावर माइनस सी स्क्वायर n pi upon l whole square into t, and that is the solution of given equation. हमने दो कंडीशन लगा दी, एक x is equal to 0, एक x is equal to l. Now we shall take the initial condition. Initial condition is given as at t is equal to 0, ux0 is given as 100 by l into x, and that is become t is equal to 0. There is remain only summation bn sin n pi x upon l, and that is become half range sine series, and bn is calculated by bn is equal to 1 upon l by 2 integral 0 to l 100x upon l sin n pi x upon l into dx. ये हमारा हाफ रेंज साइन सीरीज का फॉर्मूला है bn निकालने के लिए, and that is the bn is equal to 2 by l integral 0 to l 100x by l sin n pi x upon l into dx. We shall integrate it. Constant is taken as outside, constant को बाहर ले आएंगे, 200 अपॉन एल स्क्वायर बाहर आ जाएगा, इंटीग्रल जाएगा 0 टू एल x sin n pi x upon l into dx, integration by parts, and that is become 200 upon l square as it is, x as it is, sin n pi x का इंटीग्रल हो जाएगा माइनस का cos n pi x upon l divided by n pi by l minus x having the differential 1 and having the integral, and that is become sin n pi x upon l divided by n pi by l का whole square with minus sign 0 to l. अब मैं इस पे लिमिट लगाने जा रहा हूं 0 से l तक. देखने की बात यह है, यहां पर जब मैं लिमिट लगाऊंगा इस वाले फैक्टर पर साइन एन पाई अपॉन एल, जब साइन एल लगाएंगे x की जगह पर तो साइन एन पाई एंड साइन एन पाई इज बिकम 0 and sin 0 is also 0. This factor is discarded, and in this factor when we put x is equal to l, this gives the value. When we put x is equal to 0, this will not give you any value. That means जब x बराबर l रखेंगे तो वैल्यू देगा ये फैक्टर, और ये वाला फैक्टर x is equal to 0 पर वैल्यू नहीं देगा. तो इसकी वैल्यू किसके बराबर आ जाएगी, x बराबर l पर 200 अपॉन l स्क्वायर एज इट इज, एंड दैट इज बिकम x की जगह हमें पुट करना है l अपॉन n पाई बाई l, तो ये रहा, और ये आ जाएगा माइनस का cos n पाई अपॉन l, माइनस का cos n पाई. And putting this value, this relation, we have the calculation value is minus 200 upon n pi cos n pi, putting this value, and that has become minus 200 upon n pi cos n pi is minus 1 की power n. So value is become Bn is this. Bn is calculated as minus 200 upon n pi minus 1 to the power n, and therefore uxt is equal to substituting the value of Bn in this relation. Now putting the value of Bn in our equation, then uxt is equal to summation Bn sin n pi x upon L e की power minus c square n square pi square t upon L square. Bn we have calculated minus का 200 upon n pi minus 1 की power n, putting this value in this relation. Then uxt is equal to minus 200 upon pi summation minus 1 की power n upon n sin n pi x upon L e की power minus c square n square pi square t upon L square. Uxt is equal to this, and then we have find the solution in the previous case. Now let us go to the second part of the given equation. Second part is when the temperature is rising, consists of rising the temperature A to 20 degrees centigrade, reducing to 80 degrees centigrade. Then at the initial temperature ux0 is equal to 100x upon L, and if the initial is theta 1 is 20 degrees centigrade and theta 2 is become 80 degrees centigrade, then we write u2x is equal to 20 plus 80 minus 20 divided by L into x, and that is become 20 plus 60 upon x, 20 plus 60 upon L into x, that is u2. And at the intermediate period the equation is given by u2x, u is equal to u2x plus u1xt, and putting the value of u2 is 20 plus 60x upon L plus summation an cos px plus bn sin px into this. This is the relation of any point uxt. Now we shall take the initial condition at x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0, that means cos 0 1, sin 0 0, and t, that is become an cos e की power minus c square p square t, and x is equal to 0, that is become 20. So u0t is equal to 20 is equal to x की जगह 0 रखने पर वैल्यू कितनी है 20, और यहां पे आ जाएगा x की जगह 0 रखने पर 20 प्लस समीशन an e की पावर माइनस c square p square t, and 20 is cancel out, and imply an is equal to 0. An is equal to 0 because 20 is taken as 0, and an e की पावर माइनस c square p square t is equal to 0, सबमिशन इंप्लाई हुआ an is equal to 0, and then uxt is equal to 20 plus 60 upon L into x plus summation an is become 0, bn sin px e की पावर माइनस c square p square t at x is equal to L, ult is become 80 degrees centigrade, and that is become 80 is equal to 20 plus 60 upon L, x is equal to L plus summation Bn sin PL e की पावर माइनस सी स्क्वायर पी स्क्वायर टी, and add to add, that is become 80 and 80 cancel out, that is become Bn sin PL is equal to 0. Either Bn is equal to 0 or sin PL is equal to 0. If Bn is equal to 0, there is no term of x. There is no term of x. x के लिए दो टर्म आ रही थी, एक an और एक bn. an पहले ऑलरेडी 0 हो चुका, bn अगर 0 ले लेंगे तो x का फैक्टर ही खत्म हो जाएगा. x having no factor, but in our solution there is remain the factor of x. Therefore, it is necessary sin PL is equal to 0. Sin PL is equal to 0 implies sin n pi. P is equal to n pi upon L. And putting this value of Bn in this relation, and that is become uxt is equal to 20 plus 60 upon L into x plus summation Bn sin n pi x upon L. P की वैल्यू पुट कर रहे हैं हम, e की पावर माइनस सी स्क्वायर n स्क्वायर पाई स्क्वायर upon L square into T. Therefore, uxt is equal to 20 plus 60 upon L into x plus summation Bn sin n pi x upon L at uxt. And e की पावर माइनस सी स्क्वायर पी is having p is equal to n pi upon L for t. At t is equal to 0, u0t ux0 is equal to 40 x upon L ux0 is equal to 40x upon L minus 20. ux0 is equal to 100 upon x, 100 upon x into L is equal to 20 plus 60 upon L into x. Summation Bn sin n pi x, Bn sin n pi x upon L. This is the factor. This is the factor for this. We have taken that. अब यहां से हम ये देखेंगे कि Bn की वैल्यू कैसे निकलेगी. Bn की वैल्यू कैलकुलेट हमें करनी है, and Bn is to be calculated with this factor. Bn is to be calculated by this factor. And that is become 100 by x L minus 60. That is become this side, इसको ले जाइए, ये आ जाएगा 40 x upon L minus 20 is equal to summation Bn sin n pi x upon L. अब आप हाफ रेंज साइन सीरीज से Bn की वैल्यू निकालेंगे. Bn is to be calculated by half range sine series 1 upon L by 2 integral 0 to L 40 upon L into x minus 20 into sine n pi x upon L into dx, and that is become 2 by L 0 to L 40 by L into x minus 20 into sine n pi x upon L, and that is become 2 by L, and integration by parts. This is taken as first part, second function. First portion 40 by L into x minus 20 as it is. Integral of is taken as sin n pi x, that is become minus cos n pi x upon L divided by n pi by L minus डिफरेंशियल करेंगे इसका, फर्स्ट पार्ट का डिफरेंशियल दैट इज 40 बाई एल और इसका इंटीग्रल माइनस का साइन एन पाई एक्स अपॉन एल डिवाइडेड बाई एन पाई बाई एल का होल स्क्वायर एंड लिमिट टेकन एज 0 टू एल। यहां ध्यान देने की बात यह है कि यहां पर साइन का फंक्शन एल साइन एन पाई एल बाई साइन एन पाई 0 साइन एन 0, दैट मीन्स दिस टर्म बिकम 0, दिस टर्म बिकम 0 फॉर x इज इक्वल टू 0 एंड x इज इक्वल टू एल। x इज इक्वल टू 0 पर भी 0 हो जाएगी, टर्म 0 हो जाएगी, केवल जो हमें वैल्यू देगी वो ये वाली टर्म देगी। कहां पर देगी? x इज इक्वल टू एल पर और x इज इक्वल टू 0 पर। जब हम इस पर वैल्यू लगाएंगे तो 2 बाई एल तो बाहर आ जाएगा, एक बार x की जगह l रखेंगे, 40 बाई एल 40 माइनस 20 दैट इज 20 एल अपॉन एन पाई एंड कांस्टेंट टर्म इज cos n pi टेकन एज x इज इक्वल टू एल एंड माइनस 0 रखने पर आएगा माइनस का 20 एल अपॉन एन पाई and that is taken as 0. Minus 20 is taken as common, minus 20 कॉमन लेंगे तो आ जाएगा माइनस का 40 एल 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 कैंसिल आउट अपॉन एन पाई and that is become 1 plus cos n pi, 1 plus cos n pi and that is the become minus 40 upon n pi 1 प्लस माइनस 1 की पावर n, माइनस 1 की पावर n। अब आप देखिए जब n की वैल्यू इवन रखेंगे माइनस 1 का स्क्वायर 1 दैट इज बिकम 2 टाइम्स, जब ऑड रखेंगे वैल्यू हो जाएगी माइनस 1 की पावर 1 और 1 माइनस 1 0, दैट मीन्स व्हेन इट इज बिकम ऑड इट्स वैल्यू इज 0, इट्स वैल्यू इज 0, अदरवाइज its value is not equal to 0. That means the value of u bn is become 2 times, that means either 0 or minus 80 upon n pi, 80 upon n pi. That means we have to find out the value of bn. Bn is equal to 0 if n is odd, minus 40 upon n pi into 2 if n is even, and that is become minus 80 upon n pi 0, n is odd, 80 upon n pi minus में when n is even. Therefore, we have find out the solution of Bn, then general solution becomes uxt is equal to 20 plus 60 upon L into x plus summation Bn sin n pi x upon L e की पावर माइनस सी स्क्वायर एन स्क्वायर पाई स्क्वायर सी एन स्क्वायर पाई स्क्वायर सी स्क्वायर अपॉन एल स्क्वायर इंटू टी एंड देयरफॉर द जनरल सॉल्यूशन फॉर पुटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ बी एन हेयर दैट इज बिकम 20 प्लस 60 अपॉन एल इंटू एक्स minus 80 upon pi is taken as common, n is even, that means n is 2 4 6 8 up to infinity minus 1 upon n sin n pi x upon L e की पावर माइनस सी स्क्वायर एन स्क्वायर पाई स्क्वायर अपॉन एल स्क्वायर इंटू टी। यहां पर इवन टर्म के लिए हमारा सॉल्यूशन आ रहा है, ऑड टर्म के लिए हमारा सॉल्यूशन कितना आ रहा है, 0। अब जब एन इवन है तो इवन टर्म को हम जनरलाइज करना चाह रहे हैं, तो एन की जगह हम रिप्लेस करेंगे क्या, 2m। एन इज रिप्लेस्ड बाई 2m। एन की जगह 2m रिप्लेस करेंगे तो यह आ जाएगा 620 प्लस 60 बाई एल इंटू एक्स माइनस 40 अपॉन पाई सबमिशन 1 अपॉन एम साइन 2m पाई एक्स अपॉन एल ई की पावर माइनस 4c स्क्वायर एम स्क्वायर पाई स्क्वायर टी अपॉन एल स्क्वायर। एन इज इक्वल टू 2m फॉर जनरल सॉल्यूशन। एन इज इक्वल टू m बराबर 1 टू इंफिनिटी। m इज इक्वल टू 1 टू इंफिनिटी। यहां पर ध्यान देने की बात यह थी कि bn को हमने कैलकुलेट किया और bn को कैलकुलेट करने के बाद bn की वैल्यूज आई। bn की वैल्यूज जो आ रही हैं उसमें ऑड वैल्यूज कैसी आ रही हैं, 0 आ रही हैं। इवन वैल्यूज हमारी -80 अपॉन एन पाई आ रही हैं। और जब हमने वैल्यूज को पुट कर दिया इवन के लिए तो n बराबर 2, 4, 6 से लेकर इंफिनिटी तक गए। और हम इसे जनरलाइज लिखेंगे तो n को रिप्लेस कर दिया हमने n इज इक्वल टू 2m। n इज इक्वल टू 2m से फॉर m इज इक्वल टू 1 टू इंफिनिटी, दैट इज बिकम 20 प्लस 60 अपॉन एल इंटू एक्स माइनस 40 अपॉन पाई सबमिशन 1 अपॉन एम साइन 2m पाई एक्स अपॉन एल ई की पावर माइनस 4c स्क्वायर एम स्क्वायर पाई स्क्वायर टी अपॉन एल स्क्वायर। That means we have taken the equation in the both cases for our solution. That means when we are taking the temperature of changes consist of rising the temperature 0 to and reducing that up to 80 degree. In a steady state, we have taken the temperature for U2x and then uxt is given by U2x plus U1xt and that gives the our solution for corresponding to solving this value for that solution of this. Thank you very much for that completing the steady state equation for solving the equation.